Now we're going to move on to adding texture to the stones. So instead of just leaving it all gray with the black circles, we're going to actually add some shadows, some highlights to create a more realistic look. So the first thing you're going to do is get your brown paint in a little bit of water in a cup. What you'll do is you'll take your sponge, dip it into the water, and then get a little bit of the brown paint on your cup, and then you're going to pat it a couple times so that way you can make sure that some of the globs of paint are off your brush, and then you're going to lightly dab each stone, and we want to dab each stone at the bottom of the stone, so we're creating more of a dirty look towards the middle and bottom of the stones. And then after I dab it onto the actual painting, you'll notice I'll take a paper towel and I'll kind of wipe it away a little bit so it's not as like intense, or if there's any parts that are dripping or maybe a little too dark, you can wipe it with your hands, or you can wipe it with a paper towel. And because all we want right here is to create a little bit of dirt. We don't want to have like globs of brown paint on the stones. We're just adding some texture here. So wipe away the parts you don't want. You can leave the parts you do want. As you see, I've left a little bit of a darker brown on the bottom of the stone to show that the dirt has kind of stuck towards the bottom. And just keep going, and as you are working your way across the painting, you want to make sure each stone gets a little bit of brown, and how much brown is up to you. So you get to decide how dirty. Oh, and notice how there was just a big watermark that dripped. Make sure you get those. You don't want it to dry, okay? And don't make it too wet, because if you make it too wet and you try wiping it with your hands, it'll start to peel off some of the paper on the poster board, so we don't want that. You want it just wet enough that you can get the paint on there in a textured way. And take your time when doing this. I'm going a little fast, but feel free to really take your time when doing all these details, because, you know, we want the final look to look good, and rushing is never the answer when painting.